wanted to do this. This is going to be a great video because this is really the transition. I had to make this transition. I'm sure some of you guys watching this thing, this is really for the younger guy, right? The younger guy, gal that's out there and you're trying to find where you want to be, business wise, goal wise, stuff like that. But this is the phases that I went through in my investment, in my real estate investing career, business, entrepreneur stuff. And you're probably going to go through this too. But the target for you at some point is to become an investor. So, but it typically breaks down like this. You have the hustler, you have this hustler person who's always trading time for money, right? Especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're young. This was me when I got out of the military. I was like trying to kind of figure it out. So I was like, okay, I got to go sell something. I got to go make money, right? Then the next one would be you as an entrepreneur. That's when you kind of start figuring stuff out. You're like, okay, I got sales, I understand marketing. In a hustler, you're just like beating on doors, picking up the phone, calling people, text messaging people. Can I do this for you? Can I do that? Just really doing anything, trading time for money. And as an entrepreneur, now you start to get a handle on, okay, there's marketing, there's sales, there's converting, there's negotiating of a deal. You already are making money. You get that part, but you start to use your money and reinvest that money into like maybe a couple of systems, some advertising, some marketing, things like that. Maybe you got a personal assistant. That's the entrepreneur journey that most people are on. Then next, most people move into that CEO role. I'm a CEO, right? Like I'm a CEO founder of Bell Capital. So naturally, I had to go through this understanding of building an organization. What is the organization or the financing of the organization look like? What are the systems going to be in place? Do we have somebody in this division 1 through 7? Then we have these three departments in every division. Then we have our treasury department. We have the treasury division. Like you start to go down the line and you really start to understand what's going on. This place right here, this is tough. Like I was, you've heard me talk about this before. I'll put it on a separate page. Everyone thinks they want to be here. I'll finish this out. But typically, what everyone's looking for is to be this guy, the investor. Let's be honest with you, this one makes the most money. Most people that you see that are billionaires, they're investors, even though they might have come from this space or from here, right? A lot of them hustled in the beginning. But the reality of it is, everybody's really looking to become an investor. That's really where it works. For example, the CEO of Coca-Cola. The CEO of Coca-Cola, I think it was like $24 million that he got, plus whatever bonuses. Now, Warren Buffett is an investor, right? So Buffett, I think it's where was it? He's supposed to get $776 million in a dividend. Boom, as an investor. He's not a CEO. He's not calling the shots over there. He's just been buying and holding the shares of that company as an investor. He's going to get $776 million as a dividend. That's for 2024. And the CEO, if I go back to that, let me see, the CEO, uh, where we at? Yeah, right now, this is that's in 2023. So if you guys you guys can't see. Can you see? Yeah, 24.7 million plus 1.6 is compensated. Uh yeah, and that's his compensation. But if you think about that, look at the difference of that. That's the difference of being here and the difference of being here. Now the problem is most people don't think as like let's say you're hustling. And if I would have known this when I was younger, I would have done this. I tried to do it, but I like to think fast. I want to go. I want to blow up. I want to get into a department and be like, hey, what do you want me to do? How big do you want to blow this thing up? Because that's what I want to do. I did that everywhere I went. So the thing is like knowing that if you could just go from hustler to entrepreneur faster, if you can cut the line, you go, look, I'm not going to hustle. I'm just going to get a job. I'm going to work at a company in what's called an intrapreneur instead of an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. So you work inside of a company and you have an opportunity to build your own business inside of that business. So you may work at a company because I've done that. I worked at an insurance company, AFBA, and inside of there, I had the opportunity to build my own book of business and sales. Right. So I ran off. I was like number 5 in the nation in sales at some point at that company because I was cranking. Like I really pushed. The only people in front of them, that was 5 in the nation. The only other people in front of me in that company was the owner of the company and the manager of the company. I outpaced all the other people that worked there, and I've been there for less than 2 years, and most of those people have been there for 5 or 6. So The difference of is I understood this. Once I moved over, I was like, okay, now I'm a hustler. Now I'm kind of an entrepreneur inside of a business that put me in that made me my own CEO, right? And at the same time, I was doing real estate. So knowing what I know now, I'm sharing this with you guys, and that got a little messy from my chart. But I share that with you guys because, like, look, if you are wanting to become an investor, let's say you have your own business, you're already making a ton of money, and you are, let's say, the CEO of your own business. At some point, you want to work on being an investor. That's why I created Bell Capital because my goal, look, when you're a CEO or you're running your own business or you're an entrepreneur or you're just hustling, look, you don't have time to find your own deals, right? To fund those deals, to manage the deals, right? To manage the managers. If you're not gonna manage your own deals, you're gonna have a management company. Now you're gonna have to manage those people too. That's supposed to be managed. I'm not gonna write the E's. You get that. And then also make sure the money's done, make sure the bills are paid, right? Make sure the debt's paid on there. And because again, remember, you got to fund this deal. You don't have time for all that stuff. So Bell Capital is really set up. You don't have to be a CEO, you can be an entrepreneur, really set up for the people who have a good business. You don't have the time, you don't have the energy, and you don't want to do it. You're like, dude, look, I got money, I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather Victor do that because I'd rather just be an investor. Because when you're an investor, right, here's what you do. You write a check, then we send you a check back. And oh, by the way, we might have a call once a month after we do distributions, and that's an investor call. We basically do an update on what's going on and any possible new deals that are coming up. That's pretty much your responsibility. You don't have any other responsibilities. We do everything. We find the deals, we manage the deals, we fund the deals, we manage the management company, we cover all the expenses of the property, making sure that the bills get paid, the tax stuff gets settled. We send that over to you. We cover the debt payments from the property, all that stuff. And we just kind of do that. That's my job. I want to do that because that is the fastest way to go from hustler to entrepreneur, even if you have your own business or you're in somebody else's business where you're an entrepreneurial person in a business, an entrepreneur, and you take the money that you have and you invest it in an investment, and then you become an investor, even still while you're holding on to this. Because if you don't have to do all this stuff and you're just still focused on your business over here, instead of running around trying to become like, once you start trying to do this again, you move out of this space and you go back to being hustling. And that's a lot of work. I had to learn that. But that's kind of the evolution of most people when they're trying to do any business, right? So when you're young, you're going to be thinking about that. That was my biggest thing. How do I go from hustling, trying to get money, trade time for dollars, to an entrepreneur, because I wanted to be respected as an entrepreneur. I'm not going to spell out entrepreneur, to eventually becoming a CEO of my own stuff or founder. And let me tell you, this is hard. This part's hard. You have to manage and do a bunch of stuff, scale, oversee a bunch of people, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of dealing with banks and debt, financing, investors, things like that. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, whether you're in a fund, like you're a fund or a syndicator in real estate like me, or you're running your own stuff. You could be a doctor, you could be a dentist, you can have a construction company, you can be a plumber, you can be an electrician, you can have a contracting company, you can be in the beauty and cosmetology side, you could be doing anything. This takes work. This takes work when you're by yourself. Yes, you're just grinding it out. This takes work when you're really by yourself because now that you're expected to know more and be more. This takes work because you're responsible for other people and putting your brain on a piece of paper and making sure people do it. All leading up to getting here, being an investor. This is the fastest way to create wealth, anyways. This right here is actually the wealth path. The only way to create wealth is to be an investor. Take your money and have your money work just as hard for you as you did for it. But the fastest way you can go in any one of these paths, boom, to here, my suggestion is always just jump straight down. Boom. You're going to hustle money, figure out a way to go invest with a guy like me or somebody else, doesn't matter, but my suggestion is me. Or if you're an entrepreneur, figure out a way to start and being an investor. You're a CEO, take your money that you made from your company and push it over and be an investor in something. I'm a LP in an institutional deal, 456 units in Florida. So I know that I eat my own dog food too. Like I have my people that I model, companies that I model, my partners, people that are mentors to me, and I'm also an investor. right? I'm a limited partner in institutional assets. So aside from my own company, so I'm not telling you to do something that I didn't do or don't do. I eat my own dog food. So if you're young, you're just kind of getting into this, you're like, man, how do I get out of hustle mode? How do I get out of working hard for money and wake up and do that grind every day? Maybe you're in sales, maybe you're in marketing, maybe you got a business, maybe you got whatever it is that you do. Like, think about that. But you got to figure this out. This is the cycle of all people. Doesn't matter what you do, where you're at, what business you're in, industry you're in, doesn't matter at all. You're going to go from hustling to being an entrepreneur, or at least even if you're inside of another business, it's still that. I was that. To eventually becoming a CEO and or founder, starting your own thing. And then after that, you're going to quickly want to move your way to becoming an investor. That's the cycle of any human being while they're trying to figure this game out. And I just want to tell you guys, this one is the main one. This right here, right? Even in my own fund, I'm an investor. So I can tell you that's how this works. The faster you can get here, the better. All right. So I appreciate you guys. Keep doing this thing, but I wanted to share this with you because if you're just young, you're starting out, or you're middle aged and you're starting out, or you're in retirement, you're getting close to retirement age, you've been working your butt off and you're here and you're like, look, I've been putting away as an investor. I get it. That, excuse me, that's going to be there for me and my family later. Then you know what I'm talking about, right? So like this video, share this video, comment on the video. I'm here for you. Where are you at on this? Are you still in hustle mode? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you get, where you guys are. Are you still in hustle mode? How can I help you get from here to here? Or how can I help you go from hustle to being an entrepreneur? Maybe you want to buy some real estate deals. Maybe you want to invest in one. Maybe keep watching my stuff. I'm here for you for that. Or maybe you have a business. You're like, dude, I got to pick it up for marketing and sales. There's only three main things that really go on inside of any business, the essence of all business. And I tell everybody all the time, if you use the 70-15-15 rule, I promise you things will change in your business. And then the more money you make in the business, the more money you have to invest and throw into a deal. And eventually your investments start to kick off more money than you're making. That's the game. You got to switch it up. So this should be the time for you to do that. But like I said, where are you in this? You're number one, you're hustling. You're number two, you're an entrepreneur. Number three, you're a CEO, founder, or you're already an investor and you're looking for more investments. All right. Let me know. Make this your goal, being an investor, creating wealth. But tell me where you're at. I would love to hear it. All right. Tell me your experience. Tell me if I'm spot on. All right. And tell me what you're doing right now to get out of it. What is your goal for 2025 to move all the way down the food chain to where you want to be? Right. Let me know that in the comments. I would love to hear your comments. Love to catch up with you guys. All right. Let me know if you need anything. Let's go. Boom. Are you an accredited investor with 300,000 or more liquid in the bank? I want you to come and partner with me. Look, if you love real estate, passive income, and positive cash flow, appreciation over long periods of time, and you're willing to be patient, come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com. This is for accredited investors with 300,000 or more in the bank, ready to go. Come invest with me. Go to bell-capital.com.